Hey yo, what's going on, Mushroom Gamers? Hope everyone's been having fun in-game and been hanging in there with life too. So yeah, I've been away for a long time now, duty calls. So yeah, my life's gotten busier since the last upload, career and social-wise. And just had to put the game into a little bit of a backseat position for now, where it shall remain, unfortunately. So I essentially got all the footage for this video when I still had ample free time left and haven't been playing much at all these last 2 weeks aside from just AFK voting for NX. And I'm going to be using all of the saved NX to reset the 100 int into strength at level 135 in just one straight burst over the Gaching option to conclude this hard HP watch commitment I've made here. Since I think player error is the only in-game mechanic that's going to kill me at this point, because I have that much HP and I still have daily Rails HP quest to chip away at and Olaf quest to complete that'll further raise the HP cap above 20k by level 155 is my forecast. Just, screwing up at VL and getting sniped by a rock or something, mistiming an Hero's Will out of said at all for HT, playing badly, missing a call out. And that's about it. That's all that comes to mind. Good Buck players are pretty much unkillable in control team environments, I feel like. And just not saying that to be melodramatic or anything. Because I feel like whether or not, if someone's a believer in that statement, you will see definitive proof of just how dominant Buccaneers are here as the series continues on. I'm still trying to believe in that, but I've heard it from everybody. Halloween event is going to be booting up here, and that might light a bit of a fire up in me to log on more, since it is like the model S-tier event format that I'll need to farm gels to compensate for the ramp time of getting some 4th job buck skills up and online and running, especially demolition, which I found out to be probably one of the most broken skills in the entire game meta. Yeah, just regular high-class players I think here have minimum expectations for what a player needs to contribute, and I would just like to place myself in a position to exceed those objective parameters so I can get invites into better content or better groups, higher quality groups. Yeah, so demo is an 8 multi-hit attack that hits extremely hard per tick. I think it gets around 2 to 2.5 seconds of iframes. I didn't really count exactly. And it can be cancelled mid-animation once the super transformation is off cooldown 1 minute into it to chain off into Barrage, Dragon Strike, or another follow-up demo for even longer extended iframes, I think. So yeah, with that being said, it's probably the hands down best attacking skill I've had experience with in this game to date, just by the amount of flexibility and raw power I can see it furnishing for us in the future. And this is also like coming from the mouth of a career Nightlord main who is probably playing the worst and most boring standalone class in the game, so it's not really any comparison. Just kind of like cats and dogs, polarizing on the opposite spectrum, where one makes or breaks certain lines with SI, TL, flexible control / rotation options, and doesn't really need SC to determine their entire output for damage, whereas the latter contributes absolutely nothing without SC, and requires an extremely situational lineup to be truly viable and comparable to other more open-ended class compositions that are easier and more desirable form-ups that highlight the Shadow or Smokescreen TL combo as an example. But then again, single target is king in the pink beam bossing environment that I'm familiar with from GMS or other servers, and whenever they do decide to drop that content here, I hope that it'll provide a spotlight for Corsairs and Nightlords to sort of retake the scene and just earn a spot at that boss, assuming they don't change anything from the environment that I'm familiar with. Alrighty, so a bit of a lengthy intro there, but without further ado, let's get into the meat of this video now. Let's talk about what we're going to do. So going to open up here with a small life commentary to showcase the progress on the liquidation sale we'd mentioned last time, and I do some sporadic scattered sales here and there, like with the STs. Can't sell a lot of this stuff at regular market value just because of pricing reasons or just buyer preferences, availability, market stuff. But yeah, anyways, I digress. To summarize the opening, that was just a Hime grind and Crow Leech, which I frequented once a day while farming those Ancient Circle ring quests, etc. items. And spoiler alert, I do not get anything over 3-3 ring for either of them this time around, this year. But that's alright. Still a productive grind. And yeah, I will catch you after this live commentary. So thank you. See you soon. Alright, welcome back, Mushroom Gamers. So here's an update on the store 2 days uptime. Let me just see if I can show this. Yeah, 48 hours. So got a small bankroll going now. 1 billion isn't a whole lot of money in this economy nowadays, but it's enough. I always second guess the prices I set for these items once they're actually sold, since I typically mark them 10 to 20% below market value, just so I can get rid of it more quickly. It's usually a pretty bad sign when you have a single buyer for all the sales, but I think there's decent enough buyer diversity here. So yeah, I sold this Craven. I could have scrolled it myself, or tried to, but that's just a lot of overhead that I don't really want to risk right now if it just explodes, 75 minus 75 mil, like with the knuckle. And I think I sold how many of these? Just one. No, I probably sold like 7 of these. So 7 times 18. You know, it's at least 200 mil right there. But yeah, sold these shield for magic attack. Let me just bring up the price guide real quick, just to kind of show you. Shields right here. These go for 40 mil per the price guide, but you'll be hard pressed to find a buyer who's going to buy that full market value. So set that, you know, below the market. Same goes for claw, 19 to 20 mil. So just set it a little bit below, just try to get someone to buy it. I sold like 50 of these overall for in 10%. So it was a good call to save those in the Iron Man. So this person just bought all 20 of them. I got a little nervous there, but let's just see, 1.1 mil. I could probably raise the price on that because those sold really quick. Sharp Eyes 20 didn't sell quite fast enough, so I probably have to lower this to 30 mil. Probably gonna have to lower the price on this, lower the price on this. Maybe we'll just scroll these STs for fun ourselves, and we can try to maybe do something funny with this brown door on this rope, because I do have 16 of these overall in 30s. And yeah, you know, that's just the update here. So I'm gonna just close the store out and just start playing the game a little bit again. Try to get some levels. I think we're gonna go straight to Skele's because I can hit them 100% of the time. I should be able to. You know what? Let's just check real quick. Leaf free? Sorry, leaf free? Or is it called Minar Forest? Right there. Let's just go to the level 110. I thought they were level 108. That's weird. Okay, 105. Oops. Accuracy 170. Yeah, 170. Alright, not quite. What about 180 with the sniper pill? Close enough. With Bless, you can have 190. Oh shoot, it's full screen. With Bless 190, yeah, that'll be 100% hit rate. I'm gonna have to mule the Bishop, the Night Lord, and drag him over to the Leaf Ray if I want to do that. Oh well, it's the price of triple clienting, so we'll go ahead and do it. So I'll catch you all in the next clip. Thank you. Okay, welcome back everybody. Right here is a duo Krex with my Night Lord plus Marksman SC Guildie and a friend. So we had the 2 and now currently 3 deck shortage ongoing issue since swapping to strength, that strength overall. And my first thought was to attempt a Krex ring roll at or above 3 decks and strength to solve that problem immediately. So yeah, it was funny because some viewers were commenting that I'm a dumbass lately, which I don't really take personally. I just think it's kind of funny because I wholeheartedly agree that I do play like an idiot at times when I'm not taking an in-game situation with the seriousness it might deserve. But yeah, at the end of the day, you're all entitled to your own opinions. But yeah, you will see here because my partner disconnects, it's the all or nothing style of the Night Lord with and without the Sharp Eyes. Just so bad and useless at a 4th job level and beyond. So I struggle kill this Krex on the 2nd run and end up looting the freaking ring on my Bishop instead of the Buccaneer. Which, mind you, is the entire reason why I'm doing this Krex in the first place. And as a result, I showed up late to my HT. I was late, and I was just raging around for a couple minutes after that, you know, when I made that mistake. Still just kind of getting used to multi-clienting since that is the playing style that falls outside my personal preferences, like I mentioned before. Just never personally muled SC or any other buffs from my Night Lord. My Dark was an Iron Man, and this is the first time I've been just muling all this crap. And there are times when I lose track of this character or which ones I'm controlling. So that's a skill issue I'm going to have to get better at and rectify eventually. Probably out of necessity because that would be an unacceptable mistake to make in the group bossing environments that I kind of try to be a part of outside of practice runs, and if it ends up costing a price through missing a key rebuff time or possibly getting somebody killed, that would just not be okay. But at the end of the day, neither of these Krex rings were any good. None of them were at 3 decks, and the strength was really bad on one of them. So the dex issue is going to be holding me back from an exceptional KC option if that were to pop up, but you know, wouldn't be solved. An unexpected bonus dex option is going to come up later from a medal, the Ellin Forest one, that +3 all stat medal from finishing the huge quest chain, which is going to be a pretty significant upcoming portion here. But first is going to be a Skele grind test, which I also screwed up because I kept the HS and MW20 mule all on the same map as I was grinding, diminishing my EXP gain per kill. Maybe. but maybe not, because both characters were inactive, and I think you need to kill a mob every 30 seconds at the minimum to receive party experience, question mark. So yeah, as you can see here, I'm primarily attacking with the max energy blast skill now. I think it's a decent attacking ability. Skele's form of dense mobbing bobs, and they have very good respawn rates, so recharging the meter isn't all that bad. But I think it was a debatable choice whether I was better off shockwaving here, I think, since I am very underleveled and slow at clearing with energy blast alone. The shockwave hits more mobs and kills in fewer hits. Energy blast hits 4, hits faster, but it takes a lot more attacks to kill 1. So my grinding movement is just to rotate from top to bottom to top, while sweeping left to right or vice versa on platforms with the most mobs, kind of alternating between which ones have the most. But there are more optimal map rotations out there for stronger players with faster clear speeds that'll have perceivable increases in EXP efficiency over grinding that adds up over hours of time once that amount of grinding becomes a factor. So short term, probably not so much or as discernible to the naked eye like I was doing. This was my go-to map for manually grinding in the pre-Big Bang era, since this was the best option we had pre-Temple of Time Oblivion Guardians. So pretty nostalgic experience for me, but once that feeling wore off, the rose-colored lenses also came up with it, and I realized that I am really underleveled to grind this map content properly, and I am too weak to efficiently kill skelly mob clumps without high attack pots. It's about a 1 hour grinding commitment per level up on HS, which is slower than Hime's I think at this juncture, and I end the test right here there. I will instead purchase Leech once I am level 108 to reach 120 because I am losing patience with the ramp time of this class. I had considered the option of committing to Ellin PQ for a potential glittering Altair earring move to fix that dex problem with the earring simulator, but that's a grindy option and the odds of golly outcomes for that with a stimulator is so unlikely. Plus there's a 10% chance it'll boom too. And I think spamming 20 EPQs might be better off going towards the one weapon attack Ephenia's ring because I have the one remaining Bis ring slot to replace the wedding ring with. EPQ gets really boring after 20 of them. The levels will be good, but I'm also considering that I will need to immediately skill SI to rank 11 over any other attacking 4-job skills. And I'm not grinding that when I can just buy my way out of that initial ramp time immediately. So a good buddy and guildmate of mine, Miki, hits me up asking me if I want to do the Ellin Pre-Quest with him, which I had not factored into any progression plans at this time, so he is the MVP for this initial portion. Really just powers through the levels and gets this grindy stuff I was not looking forward to out of the way. And he essentially carries us with his bishop, and meanwhile I do my best at the 108, but still end up cherry picking, I feel like. And I have another major dumbass moment here with the tree rod quest because I forget to accept the 999 kill quest for those. As we are farming the etc items, I end up wasting a huge amount of everyone's time. So yeah, I gotta retroactively apologize to everyone who was involved in this grinding group, especially to Miki, since that was an idiot mistake on my part and everyone's helping me more than I'm actively contributing. I wouldn't have even remotely thought about doing Ellin Pre-Quest content if it weren't for Miki, since I am too weak to kill Chao even at this point. Ephenia herself would be out of the question until I unlock Demolition, and I'd probably need to apple that. I'm not even strong enough at 3rd job to kill Papulatus in the new 30-minute time limit without demo, so yeah, huge shout out and thank you to Miki again for helping unlock this character and just getting this crucial daily content out the way while making this 4,000 total mob grind a relatively painless process. Plus I gained 6 levels in total from effectively leeching EXP while contributing, in air quotes, to the grind and everything. So that was amazing, and outside of any solo calculation I had formed for this series. And what's even better is I found out that I can actually barely solo the Chao on 2 apples with a couple seconds remaining. That's going to net around 20% ESP per kill for a much needed total of 40% from that daily, plus the NX, Aeric Strength 30, other good drops, and before I start exclusively targeting Bigfoot's post-demolition 20 for power leveling purposes, daily Ephenia will also be a very welcome EXP daily and the NX bonus that I won't have to worry about any longer, so I am very grateful that this is all kind of out the way, don't have to think about anymore. Really was not looking forward to grinding this EPQ pre-quest like I never do, so MVP is Miki, thank you. One kind of impressive thing I found out here on Discord is that Miki here was playing on a handheld device the entire time. I thought it looked kind of like a Steam Deck, but it's not. Well, that blew my mind because he was triple clienting this entire time. I did not comprehend how he had enough keybinds to even control all those characters and their skills, which is just wild to me. So that's the other thing about coming out of the Iron Man meta, is seeing how big this world actually is. You could be a great Iron Man player but have absolutely nothing else on normal players aside from the crux of I can endure really painful and crappy grinds. Like, I had a frog from the bottom of the well looking up at the sky moment, because once I came out of that well and came outside, looked up, around me I saw how many geared multi-class alternate, characters normal players have, just how powerful they all are, how coordinated they can be, and just as dedicated too. Like, I am really nothing compared to any of them, since my playing career is sort of winding down in favor of just living my real outside life. So that's partially why I want to showcase and give the spotlight to some of these players and guilds later on in this video, just to provide an example of what true high level playing is here and what it's like. Because I don't think I'd be able to showcase that to you all in a timely way, because I am no longer quite at that level any longer, and it's going to take a lot of catching up, a lot of time, a lot of grinding. Like, at the end of the day, I'm just a really old OG player who's past their prime, who's still having fun, enjoying the game, and that's really all I got going for me right now. I could briefly talk through the questing order for Ellin quests and the correct way to do them, unlike the way I did, but there's an excellent guide on the forums, and anything I say would just kind of be a redundancy when that great resource is out there and available as an open source. Yeah, throughout this questing portion, we team up with a Buccaneer who unfortunately had to leave midway, and a Night Lord we found at Boars, which is at least something I can look forward to when dealing with these Ellin Pre-Quests, because I think you can usually find someone who's willing to group up or add on to an existing stack via a Smega or, checking out Alliance chat, just, communication. And that's kind of reminiscent of the social fabric that held old school MapleStory together in those old days through the really grindy times, I think, because every level felt like a grind, seemingly, back then. Just make some new friends, get to know them, maybe at a service level, play together with them, and all in all, most important thing, have fun. When the game starts feeling grindy and a bit slow, yeah, that was pretty much every stage it felt like pre-Big Bang era, so I always needed to have that, strong social fabric of people to play with and talk with in game, have a nice foundation, have a nice guild, and that's where all my love for the game is built upon. Everything else kind of is stacked on top of it. Also kind of just brings me back to an earlier time on social media when people were like more focused on sharing their lives and being more genuine with their connections, as opposed to now where I kind of have to wonder at times if I'm even interacting with another human being behind the computer screen. And, overall being so used to strangers seemingly being like overly comfortable talking down to and trying to bully other strangers. So, sometimes you just gotta tune that out or do what you gotta do to keep having fun. We downed this Chao 2 times as a trio, and we offered the drops to the Night Lord since they seem to be a relatively new upstart player that we wanted to support. Saw that they weren't HP washed at all. We're wearing a standard Thief loadout. We're throwing Skele throwing stars. I think we were all there at one point, so I can relate, and I just wanted to lift them up to empower their tune in whatever small way I could, or we could. So at this point, I wasn't quite 115, so I can't leech this Chao experience, but it's still quite nice because I was still seriously doubting my ability to kill this solo with Energy Blast alone, and I start barely being able to solo Chao at level 116 because that requires using the 20 attack BFC. Next up is my favorite part of Ellin, which I say kind of facetiously because it's the 2k kill quest of both fairy types, which takes a lot of stamina and energy out of me, even with the carry bishop helping us. Miki's strategy here is to farm roughly 800 of the ancient fairies in map 1 before rotating to the last map to farm the remaining shining fairies. It's a great strategy. I wasn't really aware of it in terms of pacing because it pretty much completes both at the same time while expediting the ancient fairy kills, which kind of farther hits the point that I can't believe I did this solo on a dark night, albeit this time it wasn't as bad with a friendly party, and level up throughout the whole thing made it feel more productive. Was also a little bit nervous at the solo capability of a bishop and the possibility of that unwashed Night Lord dying here, since my dark knight failed this during his first 2 attempts at the DPS issue we had, and my unwashed Night Lord, 4 years ago, was also dying here constantly when it had 7k HP from that poison DOT and poison cloud ticks. But I also never used auto pet HP at the time, pre-avoidability and shadow shifter nerf. But yeah, down this times 2, and it's a walk in the park. There ain't nothing to this boss. We do as a group. No casualties. So we're now officially done with Ellin at a much earlier than projected pace, since I would have put this off until 4th job had I not gotten that invite. So on top of all of this, got the +3 all-stat medal, which adds up to a total of 3 to reach that 100 total dex, plus the Great Tag 1 dex Krex stream we got earlier, which isn't all that important since this stretch here essentially convinces me to formally commit to leeching, since I'm already kind of doing it. Might as well be honest with myself and my own intentions and quickly reach 4th job, so I can finally start understanding the iframe control, timings, attack macro rotations with snatch, D-strike, barrage, or that transformation canceling. Getting a really deep understanding and feel for the vulnerable time windows if I were to mistime a demo, D-strike, or barrage, and exit iframes just as a dangerous enemy attack animation starts, and thereby taking that unavoidable hit with that 1 second window where my character can't move or enter another iframe attack. We're going to wrap up this session for this day with some casual dojo to help one of Miki's characters get the white belt, which is a fun time. We hit a wall at Manon in most runs, but the farthest we get with this comp is Griffey. We'd probably need a smoke screen to get past Papulatus, but we'll be doing some 2k dojo point runs eventually, once his character is strong enough with maxed out demo and has time leap to offer the composition. Since a VL belt comes at 180, and I'd like to have a decent scroll strength black belt go into that boss for min-maxing purposes. Coming up here is going to be a couple of Mushroom Shrine Gach runs where I land a Chaos Scroll jackpot, which is going to open up the Face Stomper Seize attempt option once I can actually farm the Mass to forge that. I'm actually low-key dreading it because I hate Chaos Scrolls, and I'm only going to have one shot at it. So I'm contemplating if I want to farm more Meso to buy clean FS and just get more CS to have a better chance of landing a net positive outcome. Because I would need something above 7 attack for shoes, since I could just transfer my Red Sox over like I did with the BFC. Silver Mane here is on my radar, and the 600 Rexton Letter, 400 Wooden, and Skull Shoulder pads because I know this is going to be a great EXP grinding option. And I will be fast mounting up and off the Silver Mane outside of Super Transformation if I ever did misplay, since I don't think I should ever be out of Super Transformation. Just weighing that option over Leeching because I'm still really trying not to, and just keep the DIY sort of spirit of this character, but I get really bored here and decide to test out the speed of a 2-hit Skele Leech for my low-level bishop. So we'll just check this out real quick. So probably no surprise here that it's really fast experience, probably the most efficient leveling option, but it also requires that active input of energy to play the game, but just not with the Buccaneer and on a bishop. So I would rather not leech myself even, unless I were being paid to do this, since it is a significant time investment, and my line of thinking here is just to purchase the 150 mil an hour, one hit, all buffs, MW20 HS Skele Leech from a very reputable and efficient seller whose name is Bampie. For that, gonna grab a quick level up at Hime's with Gear on, Gach the Chaos Scroll, and do a quick showcase of what my capabilities are at 116 and 117 at solo Chao. I tried to Jazzer Chao at 116 but ended up needing to cancel and revert onto an apple once I realized my pacing is not sufficient with Energy Blast alone. Just the time frame between each full energy meter charge really throttles my DPS when I'm reverting to somersault kicks and flash fist to get my energy blast back online. Quick screenshot to show here also where I'm able to make two 106 attack ST sales at 50 mil apiece to one buyer, slashing that price by 5 mil from what I originally marked as in my store. I ended up buying around 4 hours of Leech here at Skele's to shoot up to level 124, get 11 break 11 SI, Forge Out Advance, while quickly, getting in the middle of the service because I'm unsure if the HP MP game equations are higher for 4th job versus 3rd job each level up, and that's not really something I wanted to take a chance with, and it's a very quick process with the Secret Scroll from Tulkas. This is going to be a showcase ad kind of in a way for leeching service that Bampie can provide, so I would highly encourage anyone watching to exclusively seek them out for any leeching needs you may have in-game because good leechers are not guaranteed and some are hard to come by. Because this player offers a fair price of 150 mil per hour, they telecast after every Genesis, they know the optimal map rotation and positioning to maximize the number of mobs they'll one-shot, they never drop the HS or NW20, just have excellent communication on when they're using the door to NPC vendor items, conveys remaining service time. Overall, they're just honest and trustworthy with reputation, so you are guaranteed to receive the service you paid for to full effect. I know I might be kind of glazing them a bit, but they're also a very prominent player here. They possess geared Shadowers, Buck, Bishop mains, well connected with powerful loyal allies and in-game backers, as an even greater reflection to their character. They also have like a video of them making 23 attack BWGs in that awesome high stakes CGS chaosing 46 billion worth of items video. So me buying service also partially funds their next scrolling video on YouTube, so this is an absolute win-win situation I think. So I'm going to plug their YouTuber channel in the description, so yeah, definitely give their content a watch if that kind of stuff sounds interesting to you. I'm a great admirer of what they do in-game and on YouTube. Another topic I kind of want to touch on here is leeching ethics as the buyer, from the buyer aspect or perspective, which I think is an important and overlooked part of being courteous for repeat business. As a buyer, my preference is to communicate about any interruptions that might happen during the service, like when I had to advance to 4th job. I'm going to pay the full amount up front, or if it's a new buyer I'm not familiar with, I'll pay half at first and half at the end of the hour in case, I'm afraid of being scammed, and just to build that reputation of good intention, goodwill. But the most important thing here is to not loot any of the drops or equipments that come out of the mobs, because that is a significant amount of additional income for that seller. And just always ask for permission to loot relevant mastery books that may seem worthless, like the SI20 here, and just most of all just saying thank you. So yeah, just my style where I like to emphasize respect and being forthcoming to avoid miscommunication. So yeah, that's mostly everything I have to add on here commentary-wise while I showcase this super efficient Skele Leech ad for Bampie. I get roughly 2 levels per hour up to the stopping point at 124. I was originally just going to buy 1 hour, but I ended up continuing to buy additional hours because I'm actually impressed by how high quality this service is. As I'm inching closer towards 120, I log on to the Night Lord to quickly descend down Ao's tower to buy the 10 mil secret scroll from Vega, not Tolkis, sorry. I'm gonna drop that off to the Buck during the Leech time, then park my Night Lord in front of the 4th job advanced NPC portal for a fast TP, as a courtesy to not hold up this service by keeping my seller waiting on me, since we paused the Leech timer to not risk that possible HP-MP equation differential. I've got VIP rocks with Elnath Chief's residence saved to immediately commence that 4th job advancement process. I have the secret scroll to bypass that I need to kill Griffey and Manon for the heroic star and pentagram etc. items. And my Night Lord is in position to TB2 immediately advance once I have everything squared away with Chief Tomato in town. One min-maxi line of thought that did occur to me is that I continue to buy another 2 hours without first acquiring the HTP for that additional 2 MP per level up game to have, I don't know, 3 or so additional washes. So I initially allocate 1 SP into Super Transformation, 1 to SI, and I save 1 for demo once I unlock it via the quest. So just following Donnie's build to the T, since I can't really tolerate any setbacks from experimenting with my own weird SP builds that don't work. So past SI20 first try, and the foremost priority here is buying the additional service time to attain a rank 11 SI, because that is the priority foremost one according to the master guide that I'm following. Had a little bit of trouble wrapping my head around why, because to the layman brand new buck like myself, SI ranks seem to only increase the duration of the buff based on the skill description that I was reading. So my question is Speed Infusion a 2-stage skill where anything rank 10 and below increases the attack speed by 1 stage and rank 11 and above increases the speed by 2 stages? Because it's like 110 seconds rank 1, and I wouldn't mind rebuffing this skill more often in favor of achieving an earlier demo if the speed bonus is consistent across all levels. So I don't know the answer to that, so any expert may feel to enlighten me about it. And I also wondered if SI reduces cast time for mage ultimates, so I try to keep SI active on Bampie at all times from this point forward, because I also, did not know if the mage ultimate is just at a set cast speed or if SI influences it. So there are several buck builds, and they can be divergent and versatile depending on what content a player selects as their primary focus. For instance, if the buck chooses to begin LHC at 150 right away, I think it would be most optimal to max out Dragon Strike first, whereas if the buck player chooses to focus on daily bosses like Zachem, Krex, or Chao, then it would most likely be optimal to max out Barrage first over Dragon Strike. And perhaps there is an optimal window within that range to place or sacrifice 1 SP into rank 1 TL to enable smokescreen rotations, but that would probably be for very niche or muling situations, because triple smokescreen rotations don't have that much of an impact or application at those early level 135 bossing stages or Chao. My thinking is it would just mostly enable HT arm rushes, BGA, VL, but all those things happen at a very late stage organically if we're playing as an active non-mule main for Buccaneer. Alrighty, so I feel as if I'm really flying through this video and realize I'm talking pretty fast with the commentary this time around, so sorry if this is hard to follow or overly sped up with the footage. I just kind of wanted to show it all. I had a lot of thoughts to present here, since this is probably the hardest I had to theory craft for future planning on how I'm going to build or progress the character. Just to recap on stuff that's happened, I caught wind through the Alliance chat that Kamuna was running HT and thought to myself that this was the opportune moment to upgrade the Depth Star to an HTP, just to have that additional strength dex bonus and to further maximize MP gain pre-level 135 before I reset it all into strength. So I downed the Manon here very easily, but I unfortunately missed the first run narrowly by a couple minutes, since these runners do have a schedule to keep up to. So I think this is a trio player comp with Crash, T, and TL to maintain that triple smokescreen rotation during the tail and arm phases. I'm fairly certain that some of these runners were duo clienting because the splits went out 3 ways. So the price of this run was a standard 18 apples, 6 apples each, but I decided to add a 1 apple tip per runner for the well-executed run on their part. I wanted to showcase this one because it was the first example of how an arm rush HT should be executed on this channel, and it requires a very different strategy outside of the norm because there is serious time pressure associated with running it this way. In favor of just saving some time, just get those sets out of the picture immediately. Also wanted to provide a plug for Ally Guild and bring them into the spotlight to advertise the level of play that they put on a daily basis for anyone watching who may be interested in putting in an application to join their ranks. Because they all run content up to VL, and I'm pretty sure they'd help you meet your end and needs in-game once you invest the time to get to know them and contribute to their team as a collective. So yeah, check them out if you like what you see here. They're all really strong individual players that become even better when they're all playing together. So right here I offered to take Zed for Prehead 1 to help speed things up, but I passed that roll on over to one of their runners for Prehead 2 and the main fight, since that is an unnecessary risk to take on before Hero's Will is unlocked. They're all aware that their run's going on YouTube, so I think that might have motivated them to lock in even more and really flex their coordination and damage output, because I know I would in their position. And I speculated before in other videos that higher end players tend to have that competitor energy and persona, where their confidence in their own skill might be misinterpreted as an ego in the eyes of a lesser or more insecure player. So the kill order for the main fight requires starting on the right side to kill that tail ASAP. It needs to go down within 2 smoke screens for a smooth TL transition into the right arm and head C. That's followed by a crossover to left arm / wings, and once those are dead, it's a guaranteed run because Seduce no longer happens for the rest of the fight. Then onwards to head A and head B. This is a faster method for killing HT because of the early removal of Seduces, but it requires coordination, and a badly missed smoke screen during a mass set could be lethal. Although there is usually an emergency smoke screen available that the alert and proactive runner can and will out of. Well, they can will out of it and deploy it, which saved my character during a mass set during this run. There's also a lot of responsibility on the runner's part, or the buyer's part, I mean, to know how the fight works, since it's a lot easier when the runners don't have to give instructions while they're communicating and juggling party members for buffs and smokescreen coverage. I start out here on the left side because it's safer to do that until the tail dies. Then I cross over right away once I see that, so I don't put any more pressure on their primary set with a double set timer. Kind of watch their smoke 1, 2, 3 callouts and accept their party invite command when I need a rope during arms, so that I can safely be inside that smoke and be protected on the rope, while also making sure my pet item pouch is disabled. And I try and help out when I can by staying at the bottom once arms are dead to draw aggro and clear wyvern spawns so they don't get near and hinder the runners up top by heads A and B. I also rolled a d20 dice for this run, and they get an MW20 drop, so that is a nice payday for these runners. Just really top-notch playing. They definitely earned that drop, and also my respect on top of that. Unfortunately for me though, only 2 HTPs dropped from this run, and they're both really bad ones with a minimum strength and dex roll of 8 each clean. But it's not really even a problem because this is just to help me out before I'm able to run CWK PQ and start rolling for high attack mons. Also a good option to reach 110 dex also once I start crafting DSCs, and if I were to land an 86 attack or above one or something. Wishful thinking. But yeah, this run was super sped up, so let me know if you'd like to see an individual upload of this full run at ×1 speed if you were just interested in really breaking down that arm rushing strategy. Alrighty, so got the 6/6 HTP plus the Egg of 9 Spirits, and I go on to accept the quest that'll enable me to get the Dragonstone upgrade for a 21-21-23 independent. And now it's time to unlock the primary 4-job skills, which are going to be Super Transformation, Demolition, Snatch, and Time Leap. We already have Barrage. So Super Transformation is unlocked by talking to Chiron and getting her quest, and then just waiting out a 2-minute timer, I think, inside the map or something, without dying. Real quick and easy skill to unlock. Then afterwards, she's going to send us on over to Leafree for Snatch and Demo unlocks by killing 150 red and blue dragon turtles each and collecting 50 of their quest etc. items. This portion here takes me about 40 minutes to do both. Then I'm going to return to Chiron and unlock both of these skills. But I won't be able to get points into them just yet until Demo's maxed, but Snatch is going to be needed farther down the line for cleaving large mob clumps and Dragon Strike macro, but Demo is going to be maxed first per the guide. So here's a showcase on the power of Demo versus Chao compared to just Energy Blast. This is like 4 minutes faster, and I no longer need to apple this. I can probably comfortably solo Ephenia now as well without the apple, but I haven't tried just yet. And right here I'm going to ding 125 with Ink Gear on, and then we're going to go head on over to Papulatus to unlock Time Leap via the quest we get from Roland the Nautilus, asking for that etc. drop from the boss. I think it's called Papulatus' Key. I have a poor understanding of Demolition still at this point and doubted my ability to kill Papulatus under the 30-minute timer, so I bring my Nightlord in with me and suicide on it to give my buck full EXP leech from this boss. So for the first run I died slightly early at around 35% on the first run, just as to kind of poke at it with my measuring stick on how strong the skill is and confirm that I can solo Papulatus pretty easily on apples without any time pressure. But I'm also kind of impatient and would prefer to just DPS most of this boss down with my Nightlord, and then just finish it up my buck at this time, since dailies do feel kind of like grindy still at this point. And then we get the Papulatus key, head on back over to the Nautilus and talk to Roland. And after that, we gotta head over back to the clock tower to have an interesting conversation with Papulatus. Very interesting new character development for me, because I don't think Papulatus is like a bad guy anymore and just more misunderstood. Based on he was like talking to us and was all like, I know I won't remember you, but make sure you say hi to me next time we meet. So, you know, that was kind of cute. And I feel a little bit bad about killing him twice a day now after that interaction. But anyways, Time Bleep is going to be unlocked now, and now I'm going to close out here with a follow deleted quest for Olaf doing that pet park jump quest. So pretty chill, pretty easy, and then time to wrap up Olaf 5, go on to 6. And yeah, maybe look at the Ultimate Adventure medal for more futuristic ideas, just chip away at those Olafs. And yeah, after this closing stream comes up, we're going to finish with a live commentary, first impressions / predictions about the overall 4th Buccaneer arsenal from my brand new perspective now. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the, I guess, the long discussion we're going to have. So yeah, hope you take care in the meantime, and yeah, be well. See y'all. Alrighty, so here's my first impression of 4th job. Just to recap on 3rd job, I haven't really read much on 4th, aside from just what I know from playing. So we had that problem from, what was it? I put a bunch of points to drain. So we went with this first build here, drains at 11, stun mastery's at 20, so that's no problem. Now we're at 4th job. So common sense right here, super transformation, very important skill. I'm thinking I keep this at 1 because all this just give you extra magic and weapon defense. Doesn't increase the doesn't decrease cooldown, doesn't increase duration. I think it's 2 minutes flat when you have it active. 60 seconds to go off cooldown. That's when the canceling comes into play, where you're in a mid demolition, cancel super transformation macro demo, or you can macro barrage or dragon strike. I don't know, those are viable things. But anyways, demolition, pretty obviously, I think very obviously, like one of the best skills for Buccaneer. Probably the cream or the bread and butter skill for single targets, right? 8 times. And that's probably why we should never be out of super transformation or have it off cooldown and be caught out of it. That would be a misplay on my part. Has iframes, very long iframes. I tested this. It's insane. I think that makes us unkillable. Barrage. Yeah, 6 combo strike attack. Knocks back, but it's weaker than demo. Also has iframes. I have yet to see what the iframes are like with Barrage, but it also seems quite good. I think it's Barrage Dragon Strike or Barrage Demo. It can chain off into a variety of things. I think, I don't know, I'll have to play a little more. We'll read some of the more detailed breakdown here. Dragon Strike. Yeah, this seems like a very important skill also for LHC and just large mob stacks. So I think it's the combo here is Dragon Strike Snatch, especially a Horntail. Dragon Strike Snatch, because Snatch will shoot across the boss. I think it'll reach the other side and hit the wings also. Like, hit the wings or maybe both arms? Legs? I don't know, but I've been watching Bucks and I think they Dragon Strike and Snatch at HT. But I believe one of the LA specific builds here goes for Demo, yeah, and Dragon Strike first, whereas normal bossing, well, actually it's the same. No, it's Barrage first. Maybe I'll go like a weird hybrid build where I get both of these skilled. Would that be viable or frowned upon is the question. I don't know. Snatch, another very important skill. Kind of underrated, I think, from just the layman's eye. Like, at first I thought Snatch was going to be a bad skill. But multi-target attack hits 6 targets. Requires super transformation, another reason to never be out of it. Snatch is weaker than Dragon Strike. Also drags mobs and non-stationary bosses to you. So we'll kind of grab them and put them into the strike zone. Very interesting. I'm going to have to play around with this. I don't even know how much damage it does, but it's going to be less than Dragon Strike. But it's like a ranged, it's got more distance, like laterally. Because it's like a whip. Whereas Dragon Strike kind of is like a AoE almost, maybe like a shockwave type-esque skill. Speed Infusion, obviously this is a very key skill that this guy here is emphasizing to max or get to 11 first in both builds, which is where my question of whether or not there are speed tiers to the infusion past 10 or under 10. Oh, I just answered my own question. +2 speed from level 11 beyond. All right, so there it is. Okay, so that's why I have to get it 1 over 10. Okay, and it makes sense. We're very useful for SI Buccaneers. This will enhance warrior classes. I'm guessing, yeah, warriors. I feel that the most of my Dark Knight is speed infusion. What else? Corsairs. Really? And marksman. So this is increased strafe. Battleship cannon. Huh. I thought they had fast speed weapons. And with booster they'd be at the max. Kind of like how Night Lords don't need SI. Or SI doesn't affect Night Lords. But I guess that's not the case for these two ranged. And yeah, it doesn't affect Bowmaster because Hurricanes is set attack speed. Time Leap, also pretty core skill for future content because we can Time Leap, I don't know, Echo of Hero, we can Time Leap, Smokescreen. Is that it? Oh, and we can Time Leap Hero's Will too. So with Hero's Will 5, that VL book, plus Time Leaps, that should be able to break out of any sort of seduce scenario as a one-time thing until this is off cooldown. Yeah, Maple Warrior, very important skill. We'll have to find this eventually. It's very expensive. Last I checked, it was like over $1 billion. Yeah, 10% when maxed. If Pink Bean drops, Maple Warrior 30 gives 15%, I want to say, or is it 20%? I don't know. But Maple Warrior 30 was extremely expensive in GMS. It's probably going to be if Pink Bean comes and Maple Warrior 30 becomes in the meta, I'm gonna guess ballparking it 5 billion Meso book right there. Heroes Will, important. We're gonna have to unlock this soon. I have miniature pianists ready just to break out of any seduces. Energy Orb. I think this skill is so bad and useless because what is it, like a floating bullet that bounces between targets? Okay, let's read a little bit. Requires energy charge to be full. That's even worse. 6 mobs? Okay, absolutely useless. Oh, I can use it in the air. That's a good thing. Niche, great for attacking while jumping. Why would I ever need to attack while jumping? I should be level with the boss because all of this stuff, this is AoE. This hits in like a cone, I'm guessing. And barrage of demolition, like demolition, yeah. Why would I need to be jumping in the air? Bounce between target. Bounce it from Horntail pre-heads down to the wyverns they summon. Pre-heads? Who cares about pre-heads? Pre-head wyverns. Yeah, so that's definitely not getting any points into it. I don't think. Figure out what kind of Buccaneer player you are, right? I will be doing this, so it's going to be demo, because I think demolition, the timing of that skill is essentially just made for Bigfoot, because Bigfoot does that little KB iframe animation, and then by the time it wears off, your demo's ready to go again. So we could do like a triple demolition macro or something if we're going for Bigfoots. If I'm more into Krex or Chao, I'll need barrage and demolition. Okay, so barrage demo combo. Huh. Man, just the ramp time just kills you, man. I want it all. They're all so good. If you're more into utility, sort of a mule. Early point time leap. I don't want to be a mule, but I want to be the utility. So I'm gonna just put one early point, a single early point in time leap. Still have to find out the right pace to do that. 144. It's kind of far. I could just save an SP point, just have it saved. Yeah, I think I'll just save it and not put it into time leap right away, just to not mess up the skill build. I will now give you a more balanced build that served me well personally. Oh, it is impossible to list all the possible skill builds for this job. That's how complicated this is, I guess, so I'm not overthinking it. Feel free to tweak it, or talk to me in private for advice. Yeah. If I find you, Donnie, I will definitely hit you up with some ideas some mad scientist ideas I have in my head. They're probably all gonna sound crazy, so been following this. Speed SI's at 11. Demo has, I think it's got like 11, no, not 11. Well, yeah, we're just maxing demo right now. And I'll probably ask Donnie if if it's viable to do a hybrid barrage dragon strike move here. Just because Chao and Krex are things that interest me. Great experience. I'm gonna need Krex rings. Shaolin is just an amazing daily for experience. I'd probably do have to give up NX drops though, because I don't have a HS viable yet to bring in there, and usually the HSer will get it. I need a strong duo. I could always duo attack with my Night Lord. Let's see here. Yeah. Based on what I'm gathering here, Super Transformation, Demo, Barrage or Dragon Strike, and then Snatch. Wait, no. Something, try to balance out these three somehow. Because I want them all. I want all three of these. This is taken care of for now. Huh, interesting. Alright, so Demolition, Dragon Strike, Snatch. When does LHC start? 150. Okay, so I'll have some points in the Snatch by 150. Okay, that makes sense. LHC is a 1 hour time commitment, and it's just another thing to pile on a dailies, but it's an amazing experience. Amazing for purification totems. It might pay off to ramp up while we're ramping up to go into VL range. I gotta think about this a little more. Because I've already done the 135 Zakum Krexel bossing daily thing on like everything I've played so far. So maybe just LEC build to spice it up a little bit this time. See how that goes, because I know it's going to be good. Both of these are viable. Just depending on what kind of Buccaneer you are, like how Donnie was saying. So macros, let's see. Number 1 is for single target, Demolition, Barrage. Yeah. So Barrage, your 6 punch ability, Demo 8 hits. Do I just have infinite iframes if I spam this macro? Whoa, that's really cool. Wow, that looks impressive. All right. Okay, so here's my problem right now that I'm struggling with. It's a skill issue. I'm having to crank my elbow at a 90-degree angle so that if my fingers fit on the keyboard properly, so I can like not miss my key inputs. I'm going to have to redo my entire key binds once I really start getting deep into this class, because it is so uncomfortable. Like I'm like 90-degree cranking my wrist and elbow, whereas before I could just kind of like lazily like slouch in my chair and just like press spacebar. All right, so let's see number 2. What's this macro for? 2 targets, so it goes 1, 2, 3. Huh? What about 6 targets, man? Okay, there's a Snatch Whip. So this is the best option for mobbing and does decent damage in some bossing situations, as mentioned in the bossing section. 23% stronger on 3 targets. Oh, so this is for 6. So if it's like VL time and we need to kill the golem summons, the miniature golems, it'll be Dragon Strike, Barrage. Really? Barrage is single target. Or no, Dragon Strike Snatch. I have trouble reading. Okay, so this is number 2. Okay, so this is for 2 targets. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. I'll figure these out once I get points into them. Still some time to learn this class. Yeah, I have, Huh? How do they get the... Because my keys are insert home, page up, delete, end, page down. How do they bind it to V and O? Wait, and control. Huh. Anyways, I'll just find an optimal keybind for myself for your opener. Right, this is the transform. This is the demolition canceling. I'm out to practice that. This is very intimidating. This is the most intimidating fort job class I've had to learn from scratch. Look at that 200k line. Very impressive. Okay, is there a bossing section? Yeah. I'm just gonna take a peek at this. Pop, no guide needed there. Bigfoot, no guide needed there either. Zachem, well, let's just show Bigfoot. What are you gonna do, Donnie? Okay. Yeah, corkscrew through the corner. And then spam demo, right? No SI. Oh, okay, so just booster. If your SI is max, use SI as a booster because it stays longer. Ah, good pro tip. All right, so that's all we need to see there. Zachem. Oh, wait, let me test my memory. So for arm section, I want to use Snatch and Dragon Strike. Yes, I got it. Okay, because there's more than 3 targets. Yeah, Dragon Strike and Snatch for the arms, and then at the body it is Barrage and Demolition. Yes. Yes, I'm learning. CWKPQ. Pirate takes the bottom always. That is the Warrior, Relic, and herself. I think Relic is the one I need to watch out the most for because of the 1/1 poison. The Warrior guy stuns a lot. No, Relic stuns a lot too. Okay. Alright. Attack. Huh? Oh, I've never ever seen Buck do the mage. It's always the Night Lord or Bowmaster doing that. Mostly the Night Lord, because the Bowmaster can puppet and is better attacking the pirate boss. Okay, so there are 3 targets at the bottom. That is a Dragon Strike Snatch encounter. And then once one of them goes down, I go to the Barrage Dragon Strike. Oh, I'm learning. Well, I haven't done it yet, but we'll see. I think that's all I need to know. Horntail, Snatch, Dragon Strike, right? Dragon Strike, Snatch. I'll figure it out. Donus V1. Okay, so it's just a barrage, or it's just a demolition from down there, huh? It looks pretty simple. I'll have more than 15k HP. My question is, does each hit proc a damage reflect? Because if that's the case, why don't you just die? But then again, you're in iframes. So when you're in iframes, do you take reflect damage each tick? Because it hits 8 times, so would I get hit by reflect 8 times? And have auto pet on, but they don't have a pet on right now. Okay, I'm just gonna assume that's very easy. Elf, yeah, this is probably a more involved boss. Pin it to the left. Yeah, I'm going to figure this one out later, but I have a pretty deep understanding of Elf because I love this boss. Why are they centering it though? Oh, centering it for Barrage because the isn't the optimal macro for single target Barrage and Demolition? So why are we snatching and using Demo? Or is it just an all-specific encounter that we do that macro combo? Oh, when you reach the warning. Oh, is that because of the Seduce? Yeah, we have to center it because if it left Seduces, we don't want to, we just want to run through it once or something and not get trapped on top of the boss before the warning. Pin it left. Okay, yeah, Barrage Dragon Strike. Combo. This is complicated. I'm gonna have to learn this fight later. I'm not gonna hem up anybody up. Oh, Leon Von Leon. Yeah, I'm not reading this yet. I'll kind of leave it on the screen and for anybody who wants to read about it, but I'm going to have to do a copious amount of practice runs with my Von Leon, with some Von Leon hosters on the guild and the Discord. Anybody who's going to accept me to learn this fight because it's very complicated. I've heard stories. I think a Buck in our guild, he said he died 12 times on his first VL run. So that it's a little intimidating. I wonder how many times I'm going to die on my first run because it's not realistic to go into this. I could study all night and still wind up just dying. I will die. I think it's just the best mentality to go into Valion is accepting the fact that you're going to die a lot if you're not experienced at it. And then just improving from there each run. Doesn't have to be perfect, but get a little bit better each run. Because I think after a while, the more experienced Buccaneers just don't die here any longer. But yeah, I'll have to learn the jail. The Night Lord jail is very easy. You can get out of it in a few seconds. The golems one-shot you? What? That's freaking scary, man. Okay, there's two of them. So I just hit the chest and get that key. Oh, shit. Oh! How did they not die? What the fuck? What if you die in the jail? You're just fucked. Wow. Oh my god. This is gonna be so hard. Alright. Well, that is my first impressions and predictions about this class. It looks like it's gonna be very hard to learn. It looks like it's got a very long ramp time. There's a journey ahead. A little bit intimidated, but just gonna go with what I know how to do. Just gonna try to get some CGS, get some high quality practice in, and yeah, ask a lot of questions. And yeah, we'll see how we do. So yeah, appreciate you watching this one, and yeah, hope you take care in the meantime. Might be a little bit of time between the next upload and now, but you know, I haven't forgot about you all. I'm gonna, you know, try to keep sharing my love for the game. And yeah, once again, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out.